right. Hey, y'all. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe I'm sitting down to do this. I've been thinking about doing more videos for the past maybe 2 or 3 months. But I'm operating within this system of flow and not force. And so if I don't feel like doing anything, then I don't do it unless it's absolutely necessary, unless it's required of me. So these days, and I'll talk a little bit about this later, I am moving more, especially since I'm pregnant. I am 31 weeks pregnant, and I don't have as much energy. And when I do have energy, I have to take advantage of it. And so I'm normally either kind of cleaning up around the house, or maybe I'm fixing me something to eat, or maybe I'm getting the baby's nursery together. So when I do have energy, I invest it into those things. When I don't have energy, I'm sitting down watching TV, or doing something that I can sit down and do. At any rate, I am back on YouTube, at least for now. I know this is going to be a video, and I know for sure I'm also going to do a video about layering and stacking necklaces and bracelets, because as you all know, or for those who don't know, I do make jewelry, and I have been making jewelry for over 15 years. I'll tell this story when I do the layering and stacking video. But in my latest burst of energy, when I wanted to sit down and create something, I did lots and lots and lots of necklaces. And so thank you to those of you who bought necklaces. A question that I get quite often, and even before I posted all those necklaces, a question I get quite often is, how do you layer and how do you stack? So that's going to be my next video. Maybe I'll get it done today, since I already got my little setup right here, and maybe not, but it's definitely going to be my next video. So here's the deal. I recorded this video a couple of days ago. Oh, not this. Of course, I didn't record it because I'm recording it now. But I sat down and I recorded a full 30, 35 minute video that's going to include some of the things we're going to talk about today. And I thought it was trash, number one, because my lighting was horrible. And if you look at some of my older videos from last year, matter of fact, I think I did my last video about mid-October. So it's been about a year. If you look at some of those older videos, I was in my living room, which is where I am now. Oh, you can see the baby mobile in the back. Anyway, yeah, let me tell y'all this right now. Pregnancy brain is a thing. Now, of course, with age, brain cells and memory and all those good things tend to kind of fade away with age. I'm 40 years old. And so I could attribute some of this brain functioning and limited just memory and inability to be able to capture my words and forget where I am in a conversation. But let me tell y'all, since I've been pregnant, it's been real deal Holyfield up in this joint. It's difficult. I got a page of notes right here, and it's supposed to help me and guide me to my points, but who knows? I don't know what's really going to happen in this video, because I'm forgetting even right now where I was and what I was going to talk about. Lighting. Yes, I did that video a couple of days ago. Lighting was not good, and I thought it was sufficient enough for the video to come across clear, because I'm doing this on my phone. I also have a camera that I got from my mom. She can't find the battery charger for it. The picture quality on that is absolutely amazing, but I have to order another battery. And plus some other things. I think I just may do better doing it on my phone, on this iPhone. At any rate, the lighting on it was horrible. I was like, no deal. And so I went to buy a ring light. I had something I had to take back to Best Buy, y'all. I bought something from Best Buy, didn't use it. It was past the 30 days, and so I couldn't get my money back, so I had to exchange it. And so I exchanged it. I thought it was going to be, the ring light was more than what, the price of the ring light is more than what the product that I'm returning, the price of the ring light is more than that. And so I thought I was going to have to pay some. And she was like, here's your gift card for the excess amount. And I was like, excess amount? I asked no questions, babe. I took that little receipt and that little gift card, and I was like, all right, then I'm out. So I ended up not having to pay outright for this. this dope little ring light. It's a sun pack, portable travel, something like that. Yeah, look it up if you are doing YouTube videos and you need better lighting. Get you one of these. You know, so far so good, and this is just the first day. It may be a different story next week if my lights go out, and I'll be back telling y'all, man, this junk is trash. But for right now, I appreciate this lighting, all right? And you can change it. Let me show y'all this right quick. I'm gonna try not to go off on too many tangents, but then again, who cares? Okay. I got on lip gloss. Can y'all believe it? I have not worn lip gloss since we started wearing masks, because it just really doesn't make much sense to wear lip gloss underneath the mask. At least not to me. So watch this. So this is how it looks when, this is how my video sort of kind of looked, even though my front door was open. And I thought it was kind of decent. And then I went back and looked at it. I was like, nah, it ain't gonna work. So this is it when it's on. You can dim it, right? You can change like the colors. I think it's got like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 different, maybe 4. So I think that's where I am now. Where was I? I think I was here. You can dim it, and then you can brighten it. That's not the brighten button. Lord have mercy. That's the brighten button. So let me change it back to this slightly, I think this, yeah, this is it. And let me brighten it a couple of times. So it may be kind of bright right now. I don't know. I'll play around with the settings as I go. Not in this video, but as I go and I record more videos. So let me tell y'all why I am on YouTube a little bit more. Or why I'm transitioning content to YouTube. It's a few reasons. Number one, in the past year, and I did a video last year, I think it was last summer, where I talked about a social media hiatus and a digital detox. I've been doing that periodically, and I've been decreasing the amount of time that I spend on social media in the past year and a half. Whenever I did that video, I was like, something's just, it just doesn't feel right to be on social media all the time, right? Because it was stealing a lot of my, I was giving it was stealing, and I was giving it time. I don't know if you all have seen Social Dilemma, and Social Dilemma is not the first, it's a documentary style film on Netflix right now. And this Social Dilemma is not the first form of entertainment that has let us know, or the first form of information that has let us know just how social media operates, just how it's been set up to operate, and how it's been set up to kind of keep us connected to it, in so many ways. Social Dilemma isn't the first one. There are several documentaries, books, papers, and all these sorts of things. And I always say that the research has yet to be done on the effects that social media has to the human, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. The research has not been done. And so we are kind of like lab rats in the grand scheme of things. But anyway, I felt about a year and a half ago that it was just pulling so much of my potent energy that I was needing to do and or accomplish other things, and my energy that it was taking just to be human, right? I felt like, and I still feel as if it's information overload. It's too much access to what's going on, not just in our own backyards with our neighbors and our friends and our families, but across the states and across the world. I do not believe we are equipped to know that much and to be privy to that much. And even lately, I went on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I'm gonna tell y'all what this is in a second. I went to Facebook a couple of days ago, and I see they changed their interface or their algorithm in a way that the first stories you get are people who are sharing news stories. At least that's how mine looks. And I know enough to know that everybody's algorithm is different, and everybody's timeline looks different. So yeah, in the past couple of days now, if I go on Facebook, I see news stories first. Like it may be 10 to 15 people who are sharing news stories. And I was like, that's just too much. It's too much for me. And some of you all notice that if I post something on social media, I don't always go back and reply. It's like I'll read you all. I may read it and kind of go through it for a second, but I always don't reply. And it's not because I'm ignoring you and I don't want to say, it's just because I'm limiting my time on Facebook, Instagram. And even though YouTube is considered a social media platform, I just feel it's slightly different. Like I don't feel so attached to it, and I'm not privy to what's going on in you all's lives, and I can control what it is that I see. And I know I can do the same thing on Facebook and Instagram, but on YouTube for me is a source of education and enlightenment and entertainment as well. So that's why I'm choosing to come here. Also, I'm choosing to be here more on YouTube because about March of this year, I announced, and this was before the pandemic, I announced that I was writing like a living book, right? Because it has been, people tell me often, and there are two people in particular who tell me, oh, you need to write more. I love to read your posts, even though they be longer than a fool. I love to read them junks. And then it was also prophesied to me, and I don't know, I'm not going to say her name. I have to get her permission, but she let me know she had a dream and I was in it, and she felt like there were, before I say that, in March, I decided that I was going to release this, a monthly plan for people who wanted to read more of my writing, because I felt like Facebook and Instagram were not places where I wanted to share pieces of me and or my thoughts or my musings or my, what some people call downloads. I just felt like everybody wasn't privy to what I was dropping, right? Or kind of like a kind of like casting my pearls before swine, kind of like that. Not to call people swine or anything, but just to say that I was laying down precious information that I felt like was getting lost in the sauce, of social media. So I did that March. Pandemic happened, and I felt it wasn't the time to do it. Yeah, it just wasn't the time to do it. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. It wasn't resonating with me quite the same. Fast forward to maybe 2 or 3 months ago, that's when I got the prophetic word that I put something down that I need to be picking back up. And she specifically said that it's writing, it was writing. And I was like, wow, and I immediately thought about this monthly access to my writings. Okay, pregnancy brain. Yeah, I instantly thought about that, and I started to put more work into this interface that I started to create in March. So, and by interface, I mean, the way that people would be able to go into my website and sign up and have access to my precious content. So, matter of fact, y'all, it's set up on my website, KimagineThat.com, as well as See Your Healing. I haven't released or made a public announcement about SeeYourHealing.com, but it's out there. They both connect you to the same website, because I did not want to get rid of KimagineThat. At first, I was like, am I going to transition to all the way to See Your Healing? And I was like, no, because KimagineThat is too dope, and I did not want to let it go. And I had lots of content already on KimagineThat. At any rate, if you go to KimagineThat.com or SeeYourHealing.com, you will see that there are options for you to sign up for my breathing book. There's nothing there, maybe a post or two, because in the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I have not felt like, and maybe in the past 2 or 3 months, I just have not been in the space to sit down and write and type. And so I feel as if YouTube gives me space to speak to you all. And even though I know that I write way like I write more eloquently than I speak. And so YouTube is a way for me to get some practice with speaking. I have a, fingers crossed, I have an interview with someone who all of y'all know. She may be worldwide by now. So I'm waiting for that confirmation. And so I figured with me getting on YouTube, it's a way for me to practice my speaking, to make changes where I need to make changes, to learn how to not ramble so much, to not say so much. So I'm practicing all of that. So I am grateful for the YouTube platform and its ability to be able to give me space to share with you all vocally. The interface on my, the monthly setup on my website is always going to be there. And maybe one day I will transition to it and I'll come off YouTube or I'll transition everything to my website instead of being on YouTube as often. So who knows? I'm open to that. So let's talk about this. In some of the YouTube videos I watch, because I watch some beauty things as much as I watch things that enlighten, educate, and entertain me. I watch some beauty channels. And I like the idea of getting ready with me. I think that is so cute, where the girl, and maybe some guys, well, the girls will just sit in front of the camera and they'll be putting on their makeup and, you know, and talking at the same time, like giving life updates. And so I love that. I think that's just ingenious. And so today I am going to be following suit, a GRWM, even though I'm already, you know, I got my scarf and I got my jewelry on. You ain't finna be getting ready with me, but you will be sitting with me while I apply henna to my hands and my fingers. I may do something, I don't know what I'm about to do, so I'll show it to you all as I go. But I'm going to be doing this while I'm speaking on my next few points, okay? This henna I got from the Indian Spice Market. I'm gonna do what they be doing. I finally get a chance to do it. Can y'all see that? Probably not, because it's a lot of light. But it says, I'm not going to pronounce that. Golecha, because I don't want to, butcher the enunciation or pronunciation of this. But Golecha is 100% natural henna. Yeah, from the Indian Spice Market on State Line Road in South Haven, Mississippi, because I don't stay too far away from there. So while we are talking, I'm going to do some henna. Yeah, I'm practicing those. As I was talking the last 5 minutes, I was trying my best to not say So thank you for being patient with me. If I pause like this, it's because I don't want to say so much. That means I'm going to be speaking slower, okay? And also, it is 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30 in the morning when I'm recording this. I woke up and when I woke up, I knew I couldn't immediately go back to sleep. So I got out of the bed, which is what I normally do. If I can't go back to sleep in the next 30 minutes after I wake up, then I get out the bed and I find something to do. I got out the bed, I took a shower because my house was hot, and I think that's because I left my bedroom window open and I forgot that it was open. But I was sweating a little bit last night. So I took a shower, kind of piddled around the house, was debating in my head if I wanted to record the video this morning. And when I got in the shower, I got tired all the way over again. When I got out the shower, I was like, I got energy now. So I walked around the house a little bit, ate some grapes, drank some water, lit some incense, listened to a podcast, and did my little setup in the front room, sat down like 20-25 minutes ago, and was like, I'm sleepy. I don't feel like doing this right now. So I don't know why I told y'all that, but now you know, hey. What I really want to share with you all today, I'm going to end up sharing with you all my top 5 podcasts that I listen to all the time, because I think it's important for us to engage and or be active in conversations that elevate us and that enlighten us, like I said, which is what I get from YouTube. But I also listen to podcasts if I'm just moving around the house and I need some sort of noise. I might as well be enlightened or educated or elevated. So at the end, I'm going to share those. But the other two things I want to talk about are, and briefly, are my pregnancy. I call them signs, not symptoms, because symptoms are kind of related to sicknesses and diseases. I am not sick and I am not carrying a disease. So these are signs that I am pregnant, y'all. 30 weeks, 40 years old. What does it feel like to be pregnant at the age of 40? And I posted this on Facebook. When I was pregnant with my 19-year-old daughter, I cannot remember anything, and that's real talk. I cannot remember my symptoms, and I cannot remember. I just can't remember. And how old was I? I was 20. Yep, I was maybe about 20, 21, somewhere around that age. And what I posted on Facebook was, there's something about being young and pregnant and unmarried, especially here. And I'm not going to say especially here. I can't speak for other areas. But being young and pregnant, where you are almost kind of, you're treated, or there's this energy around you that you should not be pregnant, right? You should have not had sex because you're not married. You are not supposed to be experiencing this beautiful, life-changing, like life-morphing events, because you just shouldn't be, because you ain't married and you too young and you ain't got enough experience under your belt to really be bringing a child into this world. I believe that's why I could not connect in that pregnancy. It's because I carried some shame that I should not have been carrying, but it was kind of, the society and culture was just like, I'm giving you this shame, ma'am. I need you to carry it. I need you to wear it, dress yourself in it, because you should be shamed. And even though my family, friends, and even I worked as a music coordinator at my home church, I was still music coordinator up there with a belly as big as I don't know what. So I didn't necessarily feel that people were not supportive, but there's still just this underlying tone of, I'm not supposed to be here within this pregnancy, and I'm not supposed to be within this I'm not supposed to be carrying this child because of what society and culture says. At any rate, so I cannot remember anything. I can remember going to the bank one time and a young lady telling me that I looked so cute. I remember the outfit I had on that day. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe I blacked it out, but for whatever reason, I don't remember. This pregnancy is a lot different. I'm 40. I'm more mature. Y'all know I'm not a Christian anymore, so I don't carry any of the weight of sin on me anymore. And so this pregnancy, I've been a lot more present. And so I can tell y'all what I've been experiencing. I haven't done anything on my hands. Let me get to work. So this pregnancy so far, y'all, it has really been easy. And even though I don't have anything to compare it to, I watched some YouTube videos of women who share their stories of their signs that they're pregnant. And I watch videos from doctors as well who kind of share what you may be experiencing from week to week. I have not had morning sickness. Let me get to work. I have not had nausea. My heartburn has been like here and there. It's been spotty. At any rate, this has been an easy pregnancy. Outside of right now, because I'm further along, my belly is huge. I'm not going to show y'all a belly bump picture like a lot of the pregnancy videos here on YouTube. I'm not going to show y'all a belly bump because I got some pictures coming out in the next few weeks. And I want that to be when y'all see my belly bump. But being tired, sleeplessness, Tired, tired, tired. That's what I wrote down on my note page. I have been super tired. My energy, like I told y'all before, it comes and it goes. I don't know when it's going to come. I don't know when it's going to leave. So I had to take advantage of it. Sleeplessness, of course, not being able to sleep. And for a while, hold on just a second. It's not coming. It's coming out jelly. It's not black. Maybe it's supposed to look like that. Like these are black. And this one is kind of clear, like a jelly, like a gel almost. So maybe that's just because that was, these first ones were, or these first little spots were at the tip of the paste. So maybe I need to shake it up. So I mean, not shake it because I can't shake it. It ain't like liquid. The liquid ain't going nowhere. It's liquid form, but it's kind of thick like paste. So let's try. Oh, God dang it. I wasted some precious henna. So yeah, tiredness, sleeplessness, and some days of insomnia. And at first I thought what I was experiencing was insomnia, when I would not be able to go to sleep until maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I will wake up at 5:30, do some things around the house, and then go back to sleep. Now, that was sleeplessness. Insomnia is not going to sleep until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Sleeping for like 2 or 3 hours, but it not feeling like sleep. That's insomnia. Like you lay down, it's like I would lay down and I would know I was asleep because I would be dreaming. My dreams have been especially vivid since I've been pregnant. And first of all, y'all, that's how I knew I was pregnant. That's how I knew I was pregnant. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the night of conception, I had a vivid dream. And ever since then, my dreams have been so memorable. They have flowed like stories. You know how normally your dreams may be kind of choppy and here and there and everywhere. And my dreams have been like that, you know, during this pregnancy. But they have made sense from scene to scene, sort of, kind of. So yeah, insomnia. What else do I have right here? Right now, my belly's getting bigger, so I have back pain, hip pain. I have melasma. That's hyperpigmentation. Like right here. And of course, my neck is getting darker. Maybe you probably can't really tell now because of this light. But yeah, my neck is getting darker. Other than that, y'all, I feel pretty good this pregnancy. I don't always feel like getting up and moving about. If I walk for a while, like if I go to the grocery store, after about 10 or 15 minutes, I'm ready to leave. So I keep my trips outside of the house where I know I have to walk a little bit. I'm keeping those to a minimum. Or spreading them out. I go to the grocery store every 2 or 3 days, which I did before I was pregnant because I love going to the grocery store. But I especially do it now. In some weeks, I have gone maybe 3 or 4 times to the grocery store just to grab a few things instead of walking out of the grocery store with a basket full of groceries, because it just takes so much of my energy and all that good stuff. At any rate, that's kind of where I am with this pregnancy. 30 weeks. I'm due at the beginning of December. It has, I'm not going to sit here and lie like it's been enjoyable, because it's been a change. I've gained a good amount of weight, and I'm sure you can tell by looking at my face. And that's because I don't feel like cooking all the time. I used to cook before I got pregnant. I was cooking almost every day. And even during my pregnancy, my sweetheart said one day I cooked 3 meals. I had that energy. That was early in my pregnancy. He said, you know, he was in his head, he was saying, I don't know why Kim is cooking all this food, but I just felt like cooking that day. But now I am 31 weeks pregnant. I don't feel like being in the kitchen all the time. I cook maybe once or twice a week, and that's about it. So I've been eating convenient foods. Like, of course, I'm balanced because I'm eating my fruits and my vegetables. But I'm also eating foods that I did not eat before I was pregnant. I'm eating cereal. I'm eating sandwiches with like the vegan deli meats. Like Kroger has a brand, and Tofurkey is a brand that makes the vegan deli meats. And to me, they're comparable to ham and turkey. For those who don't know, I was vegan for like 2.5 years. I'm not vegan now, I'm pescatarian. I love fish stick sandwiches. So Gordon's fish sticks, baby, are the bomb. Put them just on some bread. I've been eating Ezekiel bread. As hard as it is, it's not an easy bread to eat. But to me, it's enjoyable because I try not to eat, regular white bread or regular wheat bread. And if I don't eat Ezekiel, I eat a 12-grain bread. At any rate, I am balanced in what I eat, but I'm eating foods that I didn't eat before. Pizza, a pizza that I can put in the oven, a cheese pizza, I love. I stand for a pizza these days. One week I ate like 3 or 4 frozen pizzas. I ain't even gonna trip. It is what it is. So, yeah, weight gain definitely has been a sign that I am pregnant. And a stuffy nose. I don't know why that happens, but pregnancy hormones, they make your body do some strange things. For those who are not pregnant and one day you plan to be pregnant, just get ready for the roller coaster, sweetheart. It's quite a ride. All right, it's quite a ride. And the last thing I kind of want to talk about before I share these top 5 podcasts that I listen to, I want to talk about being in a relationship. I'm going to talk a little bit about it because, that's really a sacred area for me. For those who are my friends on Facebook and Instagram, I don't talk about it much. I don't talk about him. You have not seen pictures of us together because it is, like I said, it's sacred. I'm saying a lot now. I'm just now noticing that as I'm looking up in the corner of my living room. And this is all I've done so far. I got to do better on this Get Ready With Me. I got to do better. Anyway. Yes, being in a relationship. It is a fairly new relationship. And what I really want to share, because like I said, I'm not going into detail, is that this relationship has probably been one of the most challenging things that I have encountered maybe in the past. It's been challenging, but it's also been, and I don't even want to put challenging and fulfilling in the same sentence. Like, they do not carry equal weights, even if they do mean, if they're opposites or antithesis of each other. Even though it's been challenging, it's been just as, like, even more fulfilling in a way that grows me and matures me, period. I can sit here and say, last year, I'm going to put this down. Last year, I did a lot of dating deliberately. Year before that, I may have, kind of flirted a little bit, I think I did some heavy flirting year before last, because I am one that did not wait for a guy to make the first move. If I felt like I was interested in somebody, then I put my bid in, right? I made it known. And if he wasn't interested, then oh well. But yeah, year before last, lots of flirting. Last year, 2019, lots of dating deliberately. So I got on Tinder for the purpose of meeting new guys who I would not have met in the circles where I traveled here in the city. Because I traveled in the creative, the artsy, so you kind of see the same people after you go to so many shows and so many open mics, and you see all the artists doing their things. You see the same guys pretty much. I don't think I flirted with any of them. Anyway, you see the same guys. So yeah, Tinder was a way for me to open up the door and for me to meet guys I would not have met ordinarily. Right. So I enjoyed my Tinder experience. I met some great guys, and they just so happened to not be great as far as timing is concerned. So it's not that they were not great. Timing was just not a thing. Like, timing was saying no, not now, which I was fine with because I still appreciate it. And I appreciate the experiences. I appreciate I learned about myself in the process of dating. And so, where was I going with this pregnancy brain? The pits. Let me look. I guess I should. Oh, yeah. So, I talked to some guys who were, I would say that they were, you know, like boyfriend quality, you know, and we may have gotten to the point where it was like, are we going to do this? Is this going to be what we're doing? And Timon would just come around and kind of whisper in my ear and be like, no, Kim, now is not the time. And, or, he is not the one. Like, he nice. He nice. He make good money. he might be a good family man, but he ain't it. That's what Spirit would be saying. And I believe that I could have easily been in a relationship that was not challenging, right? It would have been a relationship that was fun. Not to say that what the relationship I'm in now is not fun, but it would have been all these great and lovely things, but it would not have moved me to shift and become a different Kim. This relationship, because it's so rich, y'all. That's about all I can tell you all. It's been such a rich experience with this young man. I'm sure y'all will see him or meet him soon. It's going to be organic. It's not going to be like, I'm going to do a video and be like, this my boo. I'm going to be on Facebook like, this my boo. Some of y'all already know him. Some of y'all know his name. Some of y'all have met him already. It's going to be organic, like revealing. So, yeah, it's been a relationship that has been challenging, and it has been growing me personally. It has been us growing together and learning each other together as much as we are learning ourselves. And I am so appreciative of the experience of this rich relationship. And I did write, one thing I wrote beside relationship, I wrote in capital letters, was alignment. Because I do believe it was the work that I did and aligning with my purpose, which I've been doing that work intentionally and deliberately in the past maybe 2 or 3 years. It has been that alignment that has made this relationship, this pregnancy, all of the other beautiful changes that I have experienced in 2020. It has made all of these things come around, and it has made me grasp like when they come around. I believe all of this probably would have happened had I not in the past 2 or 3 years been open and aware. But I would have definitely missed when they came around in front of me in order for me to grab them. And so 2020 for me has been a year of, it has been a thrust. I used that word when I text my sweetheart the other day, in describing how 2020 has been for me. It has been like a thrust of transformation. That's exactly what it has been. It has not been gentle. It's been kind though, but it has not been like, I'm just gonna, 2020 wasn't like, I'm just gonna place these little things right here and I'm going to quietly bring them around. No, it's been like, I'm finna drop you in some change right quick, and some transformation, Kim. What you gonna do? So alignment has allowed these events and these happenings and these circumstances to come around, and for me to be paying attention that they're here. And now is the opportune time for me to grab them and work with them, right? And bring them into my stratosphere, like take them out of the atmosphere, bring them into my stratosphere and play around with them, get comfortable with them, allow them to become parts of me. Man, 2020 has been absolutely beautiful for me. And that's because I have willed that to be, right? That's because I'm doing my work. And that's because I am open to all that the not just this universe, right? Because I believe my mind is expanded beyond this universe, like the multiverse. Like, we are in infinite space right now. All of the goings ons in the infinite space that we dwell in, I have access to all of that. I really do. I have access to it all. And so that opening and that being aware that I dwell in abundance, and it has nothing to do with money and or material gain. Those of you who follow me on Facebook and Instagram know that I am not one who speaks on money and material gain. That's not my calling. If that is, and maybe somebody else's calling, I may listen to it and I may receive some of it, but for the most part, I believe that honestly, I believe like the accumulation of wealth and material things is a colonialistic, if there is such a word, mindset and a mind frame, and I am detaching myself from that. So abundance in the form of love, right? Abundance in the form of access, abundance in the form of, the earth being an abundant dwelling place and it giving us everything that we need. Abundance in the form of the divine always considering us and always bringing things to our attention and being able to be open and aware to pay attention to those abundant things. Anyway, yes, this year has been me taking advantage of being in alignment, right? That's kind of where I've been this year, and I'm so grateful for it. And I look forward to sharing pieces of not just my personal story, but pieces of the musings and the thoughts and my dreams and things that I believe are kind of swirling around me that I believe you all should be paying attention to as well. I definitely want you to be paying attention to how much time you are spending on social media, and be asking yourself why you're there as much as you are. And maybe be asking yourself some things like, ask yourself this, because I wrote this down the other day when I was in a meditative moment. Like, ask yourself why you're so attached to your phone. Okay? Because I believe the phone, the mobile phone is an invention, or the advent of the mobile phone, the advent of having technology so accessible to us and right at our fingertips. I believe it's going to be if not already, the destruction of our humanness. I just put it at that, and I'm going to leave that alone. All right, top 5 podcasts that I listen to. As I stated before earlier in the video, I listen to these to elevate, educate, enlighten, and entertain. I do listen to some podcasts that really do deal with pop culture, because I'm not always high in the heavens on this spiritual realm. I do believe that I elevate and I go up and I vibrate higher in order to get what it is that I need. And then I come back down to earth, like in the physical, and be like regular schmegula Kim, doing regular schmegula stuff. Watching my reality shows, especially the Housewives of Potomac. I've really been watching it. I watch all the Real Housewives, really. And that's really the only reality show that I watch. But anyway, I go up, I get what I need, and then I come back down, and then I go up, I come down, I go up, I come down. It's like, it's a balance of things. So these podcasts, they kind of are a balance of all these things. One of the ones I've really been enjoying lately is Black Girl Mystic. She is I found her on Spotify. I have a Spotify account. And I believe if you don't have a Spotify account, you can still have access to these podcasts. You're just going to get the ads. And so I have ad free. But still download the Spotify Spotify app, because it does have some podcasts that you cannot find in other places. But Black Girl Mystic, all I can tell you is just to Google all of these, and I'm sure they will tell you, Google will tell you all the places where you can find these podcasts. Yes, Black Girl Mystic is one. She is, just look her up. You'll like it. I like her. Balanced Black Girl. I love her as well. Yeah, balanced black girl. Seekers of Unity. So far, I've only listened to a few of those, but I listened to a few of those. I consider myself a child of the universe of African descent, right? So when I say child of the universe, that means I am open to all forms of spirituality. Right now, in the past maybe 4 or 5 months, I've really been into Eastern or East Asian philosophies like Taoism, Buddhism, things of that nature. So I'm really drawn to some of those concepts and those ideas and those theories. But I'm African, right? I'm a black girl, and so I end up, or I'll say that's my foundation of who I am. But I still seek and I am thirsty for knowledge across the globe. So Seekers of Unity has given me a little insight into different religions and or spiritual practices, and I enjoy Seekers of Unity for that reason. The Read, THE_READ, I absolutely love for my entertainment, pop culture, news, and things of that nature. And then Backseat Drivers. I have been enjoying that lately because they go into, it's pop culture as well. But when they tell their pop culture, politics, all that good thing. On Backseat Drivers, both of them are kind of, if they're not well versed, they read about the history of what it is that they're presenting. So if they're sharing a political story and their views on a political story, then they go back in time and say, well, before this happened, this happened. Before this happened, this happened. And they're funny and they're they're entertaining and engaging. Like, I don't always agree with everything that's presented in these podcasts, but for the most part, they sustain. And I have several others that I listen to that I jump back and forth between. But so far, these have been the ones that are go-tos for me. So I encourage you all, if you're in your time that you're considering away from social media, jump into some other things. If you're finding it difficult to detach all the way from technology, because podcasts are a form of social media in a sense, right? But at least you don't have to have your phone in your hand while you are listening or being in the moment of listening to these podcasts. And y'all, I think that's it. I did a thing today. I cannot believe it. At first, when I was tired and I sat down, I was like, let me just do a little dry run through and see how it's gonna work. And it went from a dry run through to an actual video. So kudos to me. I will be joining you all next time, sharing how to stack your necklaces. I have on a few here now. Yeah. And how to stack your bracelets. I can't wait to shout out some of the Memphis creatives who made some of these pieces. And I will see y'all. What was that, Kim? I'll be seeing y'all next time. KimagineThat.com. See Your Healing. SEE YourHealing.com. And SEE stands for Spirit, Energy, Earth, Healing. And I'll talk to y'all later. Okay? Bye-bye. Thank y'all for watching.